Tell me about what James Bradberry said
Yes.
on Saturday. Zach spoke for the first time
Yeah.
since all of the cornerback acquisitions that they've had over the offseason. He's been working at safety with the second team. I actually thought he had a very good day today. Flashed a couple times, just reading things quickly, made a diving PBU at one point, made a nice read on a swing pass to Tyrion Davis-Price that I think would have led to a TFL. What did he say about just the way that he's approaching things, and do you think that this is going to last?
Well, he said right now quite a bit. And I frame it that way because in multiple answers, he said, I'm on the team right now. Right now, I'm on the team. And so it's important. And you gave advice to the aspiring reporters out there. I'll give a piece of advice. Listen to what the people like. There's a lot of times when people are in press conferences and they just have something that they want to ask, but they're not actually listening. Like, listen to what he said. He's trying to send you a message here. So he was saying right now quite a bit. And that was not by accident because he knows that the situation here is tenuous. He has not requested a trade. He said he's going to let Howie Roseman handle that. He said, we had a conversation, and he was talking about his future with the team. We had a conversation, and right now I'm still on the team. And while I'm on the team, I'm going to try to find my role. And if they want to get rid of me, they'll get rid of me. I'm on the team right now, so I'm taking it day by day because in the NFL, you never know. I could be traded. I could not be traded, so I'm preparing for anything. A little background here. He went to them with the idea of moving to safety. He recognized, and I give Bradberry credit, he was honest. He recognized he did not play well last year. He knew Isaiah Rodgers was coming back from suspension. He figured the Eagles would draft cornerbacks. He knew what the safety depth chart was. He brought this idea to them. They were willing to put him out there, like we've been talking about ever since I would say February, because we talked about this at the Combine. The contract's guaranteed. So the Eagles paid Bradberry $9.64 million from an option back in March, okay? He has a guaranteed base salary of $1.21 million. So if they traded him, then someone else would, then you get cap relief on that, right? But if the Eagles cut him, they pay him the base salary anyways, right? So there's no financial incentive. We've talked about the opportunity cost. But he was honest about the way he played. He was hopeful that safety could be something that could suit him well. He said last year didn't show it, but he thinks he's a physical player. He thinks he's smart. He actually got recruited in college to play safety. He's been the biggest guy in every room that he's been in. He said you have to talk more at safety than at corner. So he's kind of getting used to that. But he saw what the depth chart was. He was honest about the way he played. And he said, I try to be adaptive. I'm on the team right now. So while I'm on the team, I want to find a role on this team. And I feel like I'm a versatile player. I feel like if I'm a versatile player, I'll have a role. Of course I want to start. Now, where am I going to start? But I'm working right now at safety to learn that and try to play that and see if I can be a valuable asset there. He also acknowledged that it's not as if he won't play cornerback again, and he still can play cornerback. But this is kind of where he thinks he can help the team. So I think that he's being earnest, that he recognizes
being James.
Okay. Using earnest as an adjective and not as a noun. I think he's being earnest in that he could cause a sting. He could say, "Look, I have the leverage. You're paying me no matter what. What am I doing here?" Right? And maybe he said something like that. But I do think he's a professional. He's trying to make this work. He's been willing to be with the second team.
Did he talk about his body at all? Has he changed his body?
No, he says he's always been the biggest guy. That's when he gave that answer. So he was a big corner. So he acknowledged that. But yeah, they don't know how this is going to go. He said he has experience playing on the inside last year. It did not go particularly well.
Right.
But that he said safeties play dime. Safeties play in the nickel. So I'm curious to see. I still don't think he's going to be on the team this year, but we also saw this.
You listening to what he was saying and the message that he was putting out there and the emphasis on right now.
Yeah.
What did you make of that? Do you think this is like the Zach Ertz situation?
That's exactly what I was about to say. I think
they're going to maybe call everybody else's bluff and keep him on the roster for a couple of weeks and then trade him. How do you think it plays out?
Yeah, so I was talking with someone on the sideline today, and Sheil, if you're watching, I'm not mentioning the person by name because I don't know if that was on the record. Okay, but and the person thought Bradberry was going to be on the team, and I said I don't think that they
was
want
it Jeffrey?
him. No, it was not Jeffrey.
Okay.
I don't think they want him on the team, but you saw this with Ertz. Howie does not want to just cut someone when there's no financial incentive to do it. And so I think Howie's going to try to play the clock out to try to get a trade, and will do everything he can to get a trade. Now, we've already seen the Rams be stricken by injuries. We've seen the Vikings be stricken by injuries, right? So early in camp, you don't see as many trades because teams take the first 2 weeks to kind of see what they have. But I think once you get to the preseason, I imagine Bradberry's going to play in the preseason. I imagine they'll audition him. And there's going to be, I think behind the scenes and in public comments, the Eagles are going to talk Bradberry up. I do know pro scouting directors, or I'm sorry, not pro scouting directors, pro scouts mine like Twitter feeds and articles, right, for different intel. And I think this is something that the Eagles are sometimes when they're speaking, they're speaking to the rest of the league. There's actually a good piece by Kalen Kaler at ESPN about about the head coach Matt Eberflus from the Bears. And like one of the things that the media consultants were saying to him is that you're not speaking to the media, you're speaking to like your players whenever you're up there. And I think sometimes, especially when Howie's up there, he's speaking to like his players and the rest of the league.
Yeah, well said.
We all silly like the mayor.